Hey everyone, today I'll be covering what you need to know about using the internet in Hong Kong. If you're planning to travel there, you'll quickly notice that many popular websites and apps just don't work. Things like YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, and even ChatGPT are completely blocked. And the reason is something called the Great Firewall of China. It's essentially a combination of government controls and filtering systems designed to block or restrict access to foreign websites and services. So while the local internet works fine, as soon as you try to use global apps or streaming platforms, you'll usually run into restrictions. Now the good news is there are ways to get around this, and in this video I'll explain how a VPN can help you do that, what to expect depending on your internet provider in China, and which VPNs actually work best right now. And just so you know, I'll include links to current discounts and setup guides in the description if you'd like to check those out. So a VPN, or virtual private network, basically hides your real location and makes it look like you're browsing from somewhere else in the world. This not only lets you access blocked websites, but it also keeps your activity hidden from the government and from your internet provider. For example, let's say you connect through a VPN server that shows your location as the United States. Suddenly, websites like ChatGPT and Netflix become fully accessible because they see you as browsing from the US instead of from inside China. And just as a quick note, VPNs don't provide servers inside mainland China. That wouldn't make sense because of the censorship, but connecting through servers in nearby countries or in the US works perfectly. Now, privacy is obviously a huge concern when using a VPN in China, and the good news is that both Surfshark and ExpressVPN have some of the strongest protections available. They run on RAM-only servers, which means no data can be stored long-term because everything is wiped whenever a server reboots. Both also have strict no-logs policies that have been independently audited by firms like PwC and Deloitte. So neither the government nor the VPN provider itself can keep track of what you're doing online. Another factor that often gets overlooked is how your VPN performs depending on which Chinese internet provider you're connected to. The three main ones are China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom. From recent testing, Surfshark and ExpressVPN worked best with China Mobile and China Telecom, with China Telecom in particular being the easiest to use for consistent connections. China Unicom can work, but the results were a bit less reliable. And just keep in mind that this situation can change over time as the Great Firewall updates, so what works best today may shift in the future. Now, if you're planning to use a VPN in China, one of the most important steps is actually installing it before you arrive. That's because most VPN websites are blocked once you're inside the country, so you won't be able to easily download or set them up. ExpressVPN, for example, provides alternate download links through their live support if the main site is blocked. Surfshark offers similar backup links as well, but to avoid any issues, the safest option is to sign up and install the VPN before you even land in China. That way, everything is ready to go the moment you connect to the internet there. In terms of testing, only a few VPNs worked reliably against the Great Firewall. Both Surfshark and ExpressVPN performed very well, giving stable access to blocked sites and streaming platforms. NordVPN, VPRVPN, PIA, and PrivateVPN, on the other hand, either struggled to connect or had unstable performance, so I wouldn't recommend relying on those for travel to China. There's also Astral, which is widely mentioned as a VPN that works in China, and while it does manage to bypass restrictions, it's much more expensive, nearly double the price of most providers, and during testing, it caused lag and error messages when using Steam for gaming. So while Astral might be an option if budget isn't a concern, it's not ideal if you plan to game online while in China. So when it comes down to ExpressVPN versus Surfshark, it really depends on what you value most. ExpressVPN is generally seen as the most reliable option in China. It consistently delivers stable connections, strong speeds, and is usually the go-to choice if you want the least amount of hassle. Surfshark, on the other hand, is more budget-friendly and lets you connect unlimited devices under one subscription, which can be a huge plus if you're traveling with multiple gadgets or sharing with family. Both work well in China, so there's not necessarily a better option overall. It just comes down to whether you'd rather pay a little more for top reliability or save some money with a plan that covers unlimited devices. So my recommendation is this: if you're heading to China, make sure you install your VPN before you arrive. Stick with either ExpressVPN or Surfshark since they've been proven to work well there, and use the alternate download links if you run into any issues once you're inside the country. I wouldn't suggest Astral if gaming is a priority, since it caused performance issues during testing. Hopefully you found this guide helpful. If you did, please leave a thumbs up as I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, since I love getting to answer as many as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.